time for town manager's report. Rick?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Several items to cover tonight, and a few just looking back at things that happened just recently. On Saturday, April 27th, we had DEA National Drug Take-Back Day, or Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, and Bedford's always very good for these events. And in this time, we collected 235 pounds of unneeded, unwanted prescription medications from the community, and that just really keeps those out of the hands of people that shouldn't have them and out of our environment as well. And just to point out again, if you do have unneeded or unwanted prescriptions, you can drop those off at the safety complex in the red box that's just inside the entryway that's pictured there in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Thank you all for participating.
I have a question.
Yes.
What happens? How do we dispose of these drugs?
Well, Chief Profonsky is here, but I can tell you we have a vendor that works through the state. Our medications are transferred to that vendor that the state hires, or the DEA, I guess, hires in this case. I'm sorry, the DEA hires, and they, my understanding, they incinerate the drugs and dispose of them that way. But Chief, if there's anything to add? Thank you. On April 22nd was Earth Day, and Senator Shaheen did visit Bedford to celebrate Earth Day on that day. She toured the Pulpit Rock Conservation Area, where we have been making some improvements, and one of those improvements is pictured on the lower left-hand side there, a bridge on one of the trails that gets you into a part of the site that you just couldn't access well before, and also several other trail improvements that make it just easier to walk into the Bedford Pulpit Conservation Area. There's a great little 7-minute video, if you're interested, on BCTV that documents her visit. You can see on the right-hand side there, our planning director, Becky Hebert, led the walk of about 20 people that joined us on that event. It was very nice. Also for Pulpit Rock, we had cleanup day on May 4th, and there's a picture here that shows the team that joined us that year, or that day, to clean up the Pulpit Rock. And really, Richard Moore, who's pictured on the left-hand side there, he's been really the champion for the Pulpit Rock Conservation Area for a long time now, and he spearheads all these cleanup days and really just all the improvements we can make out there as a subcommittee to the Conservation Commission. But really do want to thank the Conservation Commission and the Planning Department for acquiring the grant for the trail improvements and making sure all that work is getting done. Quick update on some of the road program projects going on. Laws Ave and Dairy Street have been required to be closed. We don't typically do that, but I have a few images there in the bottom that I'll show you in larger format in a second, just to show you why that project had to close those roads. But recently were able to pave Gage Road and Pheasant Run, and that crew has moved over to Old English and West Wind Road, where there are daytime closures. But just looking at the Dairy Street project, you can see the size of the pipe that's being installed there. This is really just replacement in kind, 48-inch concrete pipe. I say in kind, but it's replacing the same size pipe. In the back corner here, I can point it out, is a pile of the plastic pipe that we are replacing here that really has just turned very brittle and not holding up the way that obviously concrete pipe will long term. But you can see the size of the project that's going on and the depth of the work and how much of the road that they really have to take up to complete that job, and why the road needed to be closed. So there's a picture with the plastic pipe in the ground that's being replaced and the new concrete pipe going in. And you can kind of see it here as they pull it apart. It really is just very brittle, like plastic maybe that have been exposed to light, but in this case it's in the ground, but still just very brittle and not lasting long enough for us to be able to leave it in the ground. For those who were watching the beginning of the meeting, you did hear a town clerk say that it is time to make sure your dogs are licensed. After May 31st, there are late fees that are applied, $1 per month for every month that you were late. And then beginning on June 21st, there is a fine of $25 that's also assessed. So please come in and register your dogs. Very easy. Come in and see Sally Keller at the town office building. Something that's got a lot of positive feedback, so I wanted to bring it to the council's attention and the rest of the public, is the police chief here and the police department have set up what we're calling the Bedford Community Meetup Spot, and this is a spot at the safety complex, 55 Constitution Drive, where you can conduct your transactions for things you might have purchased online, Craigslist, that kind of thing, for local exchanges. The parking lot does have video monitoring, and it's just a safe way to meet someone that you've only met online, is to do it in a public location like this. So right there in front of the police and fire department is the place where we're recommending. If you're looking for a few things to do, we have several events coming up. This Friday, I understand there's still some tickets available, is the Fireman's Ball. At social hours starts at 6 and dinner at 7 at the Manchester Country Club. If you're interested in that, certainly check out the Bedford Fire Department Facebook page for a link to their ticket purchases site. On Saturday, the next morning, May 11th, is a really, I think, interesting program, and from what I understand, has a lot of attention with our younger viewers. Is caterpillars that have been growing in the library will be released as butterflies on Saturday from 11 to 1. It is being listed as a picnic, but it's bring your own picnic and blanket, and join us on that for that event. But if you have any other questions, certainly check out the library Facebook page or website, or just talk to the librarians when you're in there. Be Bold has their next speaker event on Monday, May 20th from 7 to 8 p.m. at the Bedford Library. And it's a great topic of college prep. Will your teen be ready? And it's just dealing with the social pressures of attending college and all that goes into that. And it's certainly intended for parents, guardians, and teenagers. Another project that the police department is working on is a neighborhood watch meeting, and trying to encourage more neighborhood watch programs. On May 23rd at 6 p.m., they'll be holding a informational night about neighborhood watches. So any current programs are certainly encouraged to attend, as well as any neighborhoods or people interested in starting a neighborhood watch program. Certainly come to that meeting on May 23rd, 6 p.m. at the Bedford Police Station. On May 26th is our Memorial Day parade. It's not on Memorial Day, it's on Sunday, the day before Memorial Day, at 1 p.m., and lineup is at the high school. Certainly encourage everybody to come out, including all the counselors. That same day in the morning, starting at 10 a.m., the police department is holding its annual bicycle rodeo, also at the high school parking lot. So there's some great images there on the right that shows you the age group that they're targeting, but any youngsters welcome to come, learn how to ride a bike, run the obstacle course. They always have great handouts, including sometimes even free bicycle helmets and so forth. So come enjoy the bicycle rodeo and meet many of the police officers in the department there that day. And then you're welcome to join the police department in the parade itself if you come and line up with them in the parade at 1 o'clock with your bike. Couple events without images. Tomorrow, Thursday, May 9th, we have Thursday Theater at the library at the 2 o'clock showing is the At Eternity's Gate. At 6:30, we have Can You Ever Forgive Me? I believe that one might be rated R. Check that out. If you're interested in going, we don't often have rated R movies, but I believe that one is. On the 12th, the library will be closed for Mother's Day. And the 19th, we have Sunday Adult Senior Matinee at 2 p.m., and it's called It's Complicated. And the 21st, on May 21st, 2019 Citizens Police Academy will be holding its graduation, and certainly we'll all be supporting Councilor Rombo, who will be graduating that night. On the personnel side, there's a lot to cover. I probably won't go into all of these, but highlighting a few. On the bottom right-hand corner there is an image of Sergeant Lavoie, who just recently got promoted to sergeant from patrol after 13 years, I believe, on the force. 13 or 15. 15, thank you. Really happy to see Sergeant Lavoie take over that position. In the top picture, you see Officer Whitney Mansfield, just graduated from the police academy, is now working with the department on her local training. Our first ever dedicated HR director, Pam Hogan, has started 2 weeks ago, as well as our new town accountant started the same day. Several other changes in finance as well. Eric DeBowick, our fire inspector, has also moved and accepted the position of fire lieutenant, so he'll be going back to shift work, but that is a promotion for him, and we're excited for him. So that means there's an ad out for a new fire inspector. We also have hired 2 new firefighters, potentially 1 other on the way. A patrolman is in the works as well, and also fire department admin position has been filled. So a lot happening, and there's others that aren't listed here that have just happened in the last couple of days. So a lot going on. And I'll leave you with, again, if you're still looking for where your kids could go this summer, for at least part of the summer, Camp Wetzel sign-up is ongoing through the Recreation website, and we also have other camps that we sponsor through the town that are available, on the Recreation website. That's all I have. Thank you.